No, thank you to all the presenters. Again, a range of projects underway dealing with wider issues than maybe pure construction, let's say. But all very welcome. I open the floor up to any questions if anybody has anything. And
Yes, I think Lavinia, as usual, super interesting presentation, and it seems like you're putting a very good case together for a very valuable application. But I just wonder what is going to be the next steps, and how do you think this what you are creating? It's actually a capability need that municipalities are looking for, or real estate investors are looking for. How realizable do you think it is?
Thank you, Ivan, for the question. And yes, of course, it's not now is not actually working this process. We started presenting the proposal to the municipality. I think the more interested in that could be for sure the municipality, the citizens also. The city could benefit of this kind of new approach, and the investors, maybe they can have some resistance because and it depends by the investors. We have big investors or smaller actors of the market, and the idea is to try to extend the participation to also a smaller investment, because in this moment we are concentrating all the new construction in the hands of few actors. So this is not the best. It's always better to have a diversification, let's say, of the actors and stakeholder. So in this moment, as we have now the possibility to interact more with the municipality needs to solve a lot of problems. I'm also trying to work with them to push more the digital building permit, because in Italy we don't have, we have part of the European project of the colleagues from the University of Brescia, my former colleagues that were working on that, but we don't have a specific platform or framework for this kind of activity. So there are some activities of digitalization of the public administration and the municipality. For example, the cadastre, the PGT, as you have seen, made by Paolo, that is our colleague, and he's really the main person that is developing this part. And he's in charge from the Council of Architects to work in this direction. So we are cooperating in that way. And of course, we started our mandate the 1st of October. And so we are now trying to, we hope in the new year in 2026 to have a step more of development and trying to create a consensus, maybe also a discussion. We are not sure this is the only way we can do, but it's a possibility. And yeah, this is our. I would like to know, maybe Gavin knows, as I was mentioning, how is the situation in England, or maybe maybe Abel, you're an architect, you know something more about.
Yeah, there is certainly like a huge interest in digitalize the planning system and land registry and so forth. But there is lots of work to be done. So I don't think I don't know any kind of a perfectly streamlined planning or land registration system out there. This is all in transition, but Gavin, maybe you have better insights.
It's certainly in the UK. No, actually, it's probably just got more complicated with the gateway system. People may be aware, following the Grenfell
Yeah.
disaster. The government brought about, well, two things. One was the Building Safety Act, and the other was the gateway system that was created off the back of that. So now there's an even longer planning approval process, certainly for high-rise buildings and particularly residential buildings. And it's woefully under-resourced. So it's taking, I think on average, something like 40 weeks or something to get through a planning application now. So it's effectively made worse. I mean, one would say for good reason, because of the need to make sure, high-rise buildings are safe and et cetera, particularly with the increase in population densification of cities, but it just adds to the complication. So I agree, and I agree with Abel as well. If we're going to automate that to some to some level, that will be welcome, and alleviate some of the housing problems that then, of course, are consequent on all of that as well.
Yeah, and I think there is a very interesting role to be played by AI agents in all of this, because it is a bit convoluted here, the planning system. I believe the planning system, that's what I heard when I was doing my architecture part 3 course. The planning system in the UK is the most complex one in the world. That's what I've learned back in the days. Maybe it changed, and then now it became even more complex and complicated. So I just wonder if it is something that has been rationalized to operate efficiently, or if we are dealing with a huge legacy that needs to be cleaned up a little bit. We have like systems that are not working as they should. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They break. Then there's a degree of efficiency. And I just wonder what not only blockchain, but AI is going to play in a situation like this. So now I also find super interesting that Dania, who very seamlessly, easily present some development that can automate the use of BIM with blockchain. If we don't see anything useful in this to benefit the capabilities you are discussing.
So in terms of construction, there is like a huge issue. Let's say, for instance, if we're having one building, and then there are some parts which are underdeveloped, and we do not really know who was responsible for this. And that's why, in this case, having a single source of truth where each stakeholder takes responsibility, and we can see from this source that they were indeed the ones who committed some actions, would be quite a nice solution. As well as it is easy to forge some documents in construction. Let's say we can submit some certain measurements, and at the same time, we cannot really verify in the end that these measurements were correct unless we just get some other people coming to the construction and just physically doing it. But here, we already know it from the beginning because we submitted everything to blockchain. And in the end, we're going to have an audit trail to see all measurements putting up all together. And maybe it will be easier to detect forgery this way. And that's why having an universal engine with some APIs to make it convenient for other people to amplify their skills, let's say in BIM or IFC documents, it is also a good choice. So that's why we are also minimizing risks in terms of legal disputes. So a combination of these approaches might be helpful.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Very good. Very good. I guess if there aren't any more questions, people are probably quite happy to go and get a cup of tea, get a sandwich,
Yeah.
As lunch. So I don't know if you want to bring it to a close there, Abel.
Yes, yeah. So I think so, and I think we should return on the right time at 1. So we should come back in 20 minutes or so, 22 minutes, and then we start again at 1 p.m. UK time. I will close this call just to start to encrypt the video for this morning session, and then we come back at 1. I'll probably give a few more minutes, but I will try to go back on track. So I want to thank all the great presentations. Thank Gavin, Thomas, you have your hand raised.
I was just gonna say the videos, whether they will be available or what.
They will be in the YouTube channel of the CBC. Yeah, and we're gonna post-produce them. Probably they'll be in the YouTube channel before Christmas. Yeah,
Okay.
as soon as possible. So thank you very much for the presentations. Thank you, Gavin, for chairing this session. I thought it was quite provocative, some of the presentations. And I also like to see people developing tech. I think the next session will be more focused on the technology development. And hopefully I'll see you all again soon next year. But yeah, we'll have this short break. Please, if you're interested on the next talks, stay online, and then by 1 p.m. I'll switch the call back on and I'll let you in.